All right, yeah, let's do this. My name is John Gathuru. I'm pursuing a Bachelor of Arts course in Linguistics, Media and Communication, School of Arts. Not really. I got this as a gift during the Elder Sabbath. One of the things I love to do in life is to capture moments. One thing I credit my campus life for is the passion, like the development of passion in video production. And with time, I came to think of a name that I don't want people to recognize me by, and I thought of Seclens. Seclens is born out of the words secondary lens. My passion really rotates around the secondary lens. I love to capture moments, be it photography or video. And I was like, I now think that Seclens is a good name for what I do. So far, I have a YouTube channel and I have a Facebook page. I started some time ago. I created some time ago. That is to help in putting my work out there. When I got here, we went for a mission after I think our second semester in school. Yeah. We went for a mission to Kitale, a place called Gidea. And for the first time ever in the history of Musda, somebody was put in charge of media in a mission. And that was me. That is where my passion for videography began. The person in charge of the mission back then was Jeff Omaya. Jeff Omaya ensured that I got a camera to use. I ended up not using it because it was not in good condition, because the battery would keep popping outside. So when we went to the mission site, I'm like, hey, you put me in charge of video and I want to do something. So like, what do I use? So he got like, we'll find. And then he turned around and realized, oh, there's this guy who has a smartphone. He's called Job Mangi. He's in the former group called Golden Cherubims. So Job Mangi had the first edition of the Infinix Hot series. So Jeff Omaya borrowed the phone for me, and from there then I developed a friendship with this guy. He was so kind. I was surprised, like I was amazed by that. He was so kind to me that I would use the phone most of the time during the day. He would sacrifice not talking to people, not texting people. He would get them after we have like shot the services, and then like I would give him back and he would like, yeah, he uses it and then sometimes he brings it back. It's more of the passion and the interest. Moi University has not been so gracious to us with regards to learning practical skills in some things. We have never had editing labs where we could go and edit videos. We have not had cameras from the institution which we would go borrow and do stories. When I started off videography, I learned, I developed the passion for videography when I was using a phone. Most of the time here in the church, I was using a phone. The major part of second year and partly third year, I was using a phone to cover sermons, I remember one of the sermons I covered here was one by Victor Shikuku. It's on YouTube. It was long, it was good. I enjoyed it. Back at home, in my home church, Shaban Deke came there. I shoot sermons, I take videos. Magena May never came to Nakuru. The very first time I was meeting them, I actually met a guy there. He actually, I think earlier on this year. I was like, hey man, can I borrow your phone for this? I used it to take videos. This guy actually liked the videos. He's called Duncan. Yeah, sometime I'm on YouTube and then I'm watching videos and I see the clips I took have been compiled and have like been used to make a video. And I was like, wow. I acquired a computer later on, and then I went and looked at several editing softwares. Kwa Wi-Fi hivyo I downloaded one, and then I looked at one particular one that I really liked, that like I found easy to use. Like 80% of what I can do using the software is what I learned by just exploring it as a software. Serving in Musda has been both fun and hectic. One of the things that I regret as a person is that I was not able to balance my time properly. I found that I leaned more to church activities and somehow abandoned my academic work. That made my academic part suffer. That's why even recently, as I was advising people, I was telling them the thing to really focus on, one of the things you really want to focus on is like balance your time and activities. I've served as an elder since I was in second year to this time that I'm exiting. It was a humbling experience. We have had meetings with the president of the conference and other stakeholders there. we have been able to sit down and discuss big things about Musta. I mean, talking about getting a land in the university, planning about construction or the renovation of the plot we had at stage, the building there, making it now into rentals, and meeting the president of the Kenya West Union Conference, Pastor Ken Maina, back then before he resigned. I've enjoyed my time in leadership. It's been good, it's been fun, it's been hectic at times. It has required a lot of dedication. It requires a lot of commitment. It requires one to be tactful. It requires one to be wise, because you don't want to misrepresent God. You don't want to misrepresent the office you're holding. And I have had to be in a position where I make crucial decisions. So it for anyone holding such a leadership position, you may be a person who is very relatable, but it demands that you be a person who is able to react in different ways to different situations. So it requires tact at times, which you cannot credit to yourself at time, but to God, who gives you the wisdom to react to different situations accordingly. I get this a lot when I talk to people and they go like, John, you are ever happy? Do you ever get stressed? Do you ever get angry? I get angry, guys. So I I get angry. It's human to get angry. The times I get angry, because it is human. It's allowed. Even in the Bible, it just says ensure that you don't like sin in that anger. So because God gave us emotions. So I get angry at times. If there's one thing I would change, is to have people in their minds understand and accept the idea that no matter the things that may seem to make us different from each other, at the center of it all, at the core of it all, we are all equal, and we should treat each other as human beings, regardless of the race, regardless of your tribe, where you come from, the color of your skin, and all those things that seem to separate us. Let me tell you for sure, I have really made deliberate efforts to be careful, and that has seen me avoid any sort of embarrassments.
So what
Yeah.
you're saying is that you cannot pinpoint one mistake per se. For example, there was a time I had written pieces on my notepad in my phone, and then somehow my phone just decided to delete them. It was a painful experience, because usually those are thoughts that come to you at a particular time, in a certain moment, and you cannot have them back. Has something like that ever happened? Like you thought you were shooting something and maybe the video was not on, and you're thinking, really, I missed it. Have you had something like that happen? Or you had something recorded and your hard drive got lost, or your phone decided to format?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it happened, but not here. I was in my internship, and when I was in my internship, I was working on an original show that I wanted to have on YouTube, and we were in the stages of working on the very first clips.
Yeah.
And so I called a friend of mine called Andrew Gonji. He's a student at USIU Africa. So I called him. We went to the field to gather opinions and thoughts of people while they're doing the different courses they're doing, and answering some of the questions. So after video shooting, the thing that every person should be doing if you're a video producer, is that you go and save your work. Go back up your work, transfer from the SD card, back them up in a computer or a hard disk. So there's this time we have gone to the field. We met students along the corridors of the campus. We ask them questions and they give us wonderful answers, and I'm like, these videos will make the really work for the clip that I want to make.
Yeah.
And then I go on, and then I went backed up my work, and I'm like, yeah, work is safe, work is good, gonna nail this. And then and then later on, I'm about to exit the campus because I was finishing my internship, and I'm checking out my work, checking my hard disk, and I'm confirming that I have the things that I should be having, and I'm like, kuna kitu sioni hapa. I couldn't find the videos that we shot for interviews, and whoa, I was like, how did this happen? That's the thing that like I really felt bad about. like I was like, no, how did this just happen? And I felt bad. Not that I regretted, because I can't trace back to what mistake happened, whether on my part or any another person's part, that made there be a loss of those clips. But I felt bad about it, and maybe I thought, had I been more careful, maybe I would still be having the clips. But that is one time when I felt bad about not having backed up videos. The one that stands out for me is the interview I had with John Alanamu, the renowned investigative journalist in Africa. This guy was really chilled out. He's cool. Mind you, that was my first official interview on camera. I relax, and you tell yourself to relax, but inside you're not relaxed. You're nervous. But this guy was chilled out, and then we speak, and I interview him. I ask him questions, and he answers. He's so relaxed, and his relaxation makes you feel cool, like you relax. And the kind of interaction I had with him on set made me feel like this is someone I connect with. This is someone who is like famous but humble. He loves what he's doing. He's good at it, and he's still humble. After the interview, we spoke a little bit, asking me about where I come from, like, yeah, whether I know a colleague of mine who was doing internship at his company. And he's one person who I would want to work with, because he's a good person, and he's someone I really feel that despite being at the top level, he's still humble and approachable and friendly in a way that makes you easily interact with him. I love a cappella music. The thing I can tell people is that God has given you the power to choose. God has given you the freedom to choose what to do, what not to do, how to spend your time, how not to spend your time. God gave Adam and Eve the freedom to eat from the tree. He just gave them a command, don't eat from, but he gave them the freedom to choose whether to do it or not, and they chose to eat. Makosa. So the thing I would leave you with, my parting shot, is keep God close. Because I love singing, let me leave you with a song. My mom and I love one song. It's I'll sing it in Kikuyu. It goes like, Modhanitima kofo kofo koira buro kamwekera narererio waranene kamwekena chini chini. That means that Jesus is not gumboots. That when there is rain, you put him on, and when there is sun, you put him under the vitu kochini. Like, he's not that. Keep God close to you all the time, whether you're happy or not happy. That way you ensure that your connection with church still remains, that he reminds you of who you are, and when you become too proud, he reminds you that you're breathing his oxygen.